What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to cover Dracula, the newest champion added to Marvel Contest of Champions. I had a lot of fun doing the dive capture for Dracula this month, and I'm incredibly excited to get this guy on my main account. So, all the gameplay today will be with a rank 4 unawakened Dracula. Talk about the awaken ability for just a second here. As an attacker, when the opponent's unblockable, unstoppable, or evade fails due to reduced ability accuracy, inflict a bleed passive. That's very nice for just additional damage when you're preventing those things with your utility. And when you have an armor break on you, you gain an increase to your attack rating up to 5 armor breaks. So if you're fighting someone like Null, Annihilus, Terrax, you get a bit of a bonus when you're fighting them with the just base attack damage. So, the big thing that you need to know about Dracula is his degeneration and how to increase the tick rate of said degeneration. You have this thing called dire degeneration. So, his degen has a normal duration of 666 seconds, but if you're using a light attack to intercept or interrupt the opponent, during that combo, you will inflict dire degeneration, or you will cause the degen to become dire, should I say. When the degen is dire, its tick rate is increased by 666%. So you're increasing the tick rate by over like 6-fold. So the red numbers are ticking significantly faster, and you're dealing a lot more damage from that degen. Where it would typically deal 900 damage a second, now you're dealing like a couple of thousand damage per second with that degen ticking. Additionally, if you have the degeneration already dire and you throw your special 2, the degen goes from a 666% tick rate to a 1200% tick rate. So ideally, you're throwing like one special 1 depending on the matchup, and then going up to a special 2 and finishing the opponent off. Now, for shorter form content, I specifically like Dracula for Thanos and other cosmic defenders like Medusa, where I can take advantage of nullifying all those buffs, specifically Fury. And against Thanos specifically, Dracula has that massive passive slow. Let's jump right into it. I'm going to go for a light attack intercept combo here, and then prioritize my light attack intercepts and my light attack interrupts. Charging the heavy attack also turns the degen dire. Very helpful to know if you want to go for some cheeky heavy attack charges in place of light attack intercepts. You can also heavy cancel into the special 1 or special 2. Not heavy cancel as in let the heavy hit them, but heavy cancel as in cancel the animation before it's done. I'm going to go for a heavy charge here, and then another heavy attack. Bait Thanos' special 1, dash in, parry, light, 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 medium, special 2, steal the Fury. Thanos is already down to his final protection stack. Dash in, parry. Now I'm going to go for a full 5-hit combo. Not slowing down the combo now because we're about to kill Thanos. And that is all she wrote for a short form Thanos. In 1 minute and 2 seconds. So call it 60 seconds, 55 seconds if you're really good. I did have a fight that was 55 seconds here. It just depends on Thanos' willingness to cooperate. But for short form Thanos, that's about what he looks like. A minute, 55 seconds, 50-ish seconds, depending on the opponent's willingness to cooperate. Also, the signature ability will add an additional bleed, so you're going to get a little bit of a faster time with the sig. But I wanted to ensure that I'm showing him off with the without the signature ability first, to just let people know that if they pull Dracula and they don't have him awakened, he's still absolutely fantastic. So this matchup right here is where I find Drac to be like the most effective, is sort of medium form health pools, such as this. 700,000, 800,000 health, where Drac has a lot of room to like get ramped and shut the opponent down. Going to go for a heavy charge just to expedite that degen a little bit. Heavy charge, parry, light, 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 medium, medium. Going to go for a special 1 here. That's going to bring him to his first protection stack. Heavy charge during the special 1. Special 2. That's going to bring him to protection number 2. Heavy charge during my parry. Heavy charge again. There's protection number 3. This is what I mean by heavy charging into the special 2 or any special attack, and there you go. There's Thanos down in 1 minute and 24 seconds, 740,000 health there. That is very good. You have to play Dracula well, landing the intercepts, knowing when to dash in, knowing when it's okay to charge your heavy to get that extra little bit of damage. I really do feel that Dracula is going to have sort of like a really dedicated fan base that learns all about like weaving in heavy attacks for extra degen damage and finding those openings to where you want to land that light attack, you want to land that light counter, you know, stuff like that. I feel like people are going to love Dracula because of the nuance and the skill asked for his kit. I really do think he is going to be great overall. So now let's show off another pretty solid matchup. And that is... where is this champion? Oh, yes, Medusa. So I wanted to show off another piece of Dracula's utility, specifically with his miss. So he has this miss on blocked hits, and while it's great for granting openings, it's also great for allowing him to save himself during certain situations. Perfect example is Medusa. So obviously you can use the miss to get an opening for your intercepts, but let's say you're going for a combo, right, against Medusa, who auto-blocks. Oh, the miss saves me from the auto-block. Look at that. Now I can throw my special 1 with my dire degen, nullify Medusa's furies. And guess what? I can do the same thing again. Continuing to nullify the furies. And one more special 1 seals the deal. 100% health. Medusa never auto-blocks me. Even if she would parry me, the miss is going to save me from being stunned. It's just great utility. It really is just great utility to have. You can get the dire degen opening from going for a light attack when the degen's not dire, slowing your combo down, and then doing a light attack just as the opponent hits you, but that's very risky to do in content where the parry mastery is active, so I don't necessarily recommend that outside of, like, story content, because in story content, it's super safe as long as there's not any parry going on or any punishment for hitting block, but in content where there is parry, war, battleground, stuff like that, any sort of node in, like, special content, I don't necessarily recommend it, but I'll try to show it off here. Medium. Let me get saved from the miss again. Let me see if I can show it off. Medium, light, light. You really have to go slow. There you go. See? I went for the medium light combo. It's not super consistent. It's risky to do with power when the opponent has power, but I just wanted to show it off for the sake of, like, proving that it can be done, but it's not super reliable, and I would much rather suggest going for an intercept, a combo from blocking a special or baiting a heavy, or using the miss to get an opening. One more thing I want to mention with Drac is finding the openings for characters that have a sidesteppable medium attack. So Annihilus is a great example, just an easy thing to show off here. If you can sidestep the opponent's medium attack, you can land that dire degen. Any way you can get an opening using the miss. There you go. Another dire degen. However you can land your opening, whether it's a sidestep, an intercept, the miss from Dracula's base kit, hitting the opponent's block, and I don't even need the special 1 to finish. I'm just going to throw a heavy for the finesse, and there you go. No big deal. 45 seconds, no damage taken. It's very solid, man. It's very, very, very solid. In a situation where there's not protection involved and you don't have to worry about, like, dancing around certain mechanics, that prevent you from like landing your intercepts and going for your basic combos, Dracula works very well and he's pretty efficient. That's all I wanted to show today for the Dracula showcase. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you're going to be picking up any Dracula bundles or trying your hand at the Grandmaster's Grace to pick up Dracula. I definitely will be getting him. I am low enough on the Grace counter to where I can get him guaranteed with a couple thousand units, so I'm definitely going to be doing that. And then once I have him on my main account, you can expect a full showcase video against multiple different defenders and the like. Thank you again so much for watching. Before I go, I'm going to make sure to reference one thing I hear a lot of people talking about: recommended stat focus and relic. So for Dracula, stat focus is sort of up to you. I like crit, but I also find armor penetration and block proficiency to be very good for him. So if you want to run those two, or just run crit as a standard, that's absolutely fine. And then relics, the Ghost Rider relic is great for long fights because when you reapply the degen, you're going to have the degen vulnerability, so your degen is going to deal more damage. So for long fights, I really like Ghost Rider. For like short, medium fights where you're not going to be reapplying the degen, any Mystic, Statcast, or Battlecast relic will do fine. I personally like running Destroyer or Kushala. Thank you again so much for watching. If you liked the content, and I really hope that you did, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that like button. Words are hard to say when I'm talking fast. I will never be a professional speaker. You know, like those people who are like, you know, the people at like, what are they called? You know what I'm talking about. Those sorts of fast talkers. You know, can I get 100? Salespeople, whatever it's called. Like an auction, at an auction. I'll never be that. Anyway, that's irrelevant. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.